And welcome back, Brazil, to your Caribou Data Science channel. Today is Monday, October the 18th, 2021. Before we get started, a big shout out to the 5 people who watched this video yesterday. 3 younger folks, 2 older folks, like myself, fantastic. Now I'd like to see, 5 likes to go along with them 5 views. And of course, 5 subscriptions, okay? Of course, I also appreciate if you click on that share button, share the video with your friends and family today, okay? Also, if you're interested in our programming, join me tonight on Twitch at 8 p.m. New York time for a complete R walkthrough of the book R for Data Science by Hadley Wickham. We're going chapter by chapter, doing as many exercises as we can until we get to the very last page. Okay. Our goal is I'm going to say our goal is 1 chapter a week. Okay. And if they do more, then and hallelujah, okay. But I don't want to set the bar too high because otherwise I'll wind up. What do you say? Under promise and overperform. That's what this is all about, right? Okay. Anyway, where are we at here now? Okay. So again, a big shout out. Also, if you click on the link in the description below, you can see a link to my Twitter feed. I'd appreciate if you folks would go to Twitter and follow me on Twitter today. Okay. I'm still working on content, but we'll see what happens in a bit. Okay, so let's start out here with let's just go and fire up the report for Brazil for today. And by the way, the book we're going to be working through at 8 p.m. is this one right here. Okay, it's also available free of charge online. All you got to do is go to Google, search for. All you got to do to get if you want to join me tonight and you want to have the book, all you got to do is go to your favorite search engine, type R for data science book, and here it is. So we finished the intro last night. Tonight we're starting on the first major section, which is explore. Okay, all the fun. One thing about Hadley, he doesn't weigh you down with a lot of words. He very quickly gets us into the swing of actually doing data analytics and plotting and stuff like that. Okay, so again, 8 p.m. New York time, Eastern Daylight Time this evening on Twitch. The link is in the description below. Okay, so what you can see here is Brazil currently has 21.5 million cases, 603,000 plus deaths. Now we're going to look at a few numbers here. Now, while yearly numbers are helpful, they can be slightly misleading because there's no doubt you probably had twice as many cases 2021 as 2020. We don't know the vaccination rate for these folks here. We don't know what the distribution of the cases over time is. Okay. Deaths, same thing. Deaths looks like you may have doubled the number of deaths, but again, we don't know about vaccinations. We don't know about distribution at this point. Okay. So now I begin to look at the distribution over time. Now, a lot of countries saw a very steep increase since July up until right after the first of the year. Then they saw a big declining pattern all the way down to July before it had another peak over here. But your numbers seem to be more of a stair-step climb, and your peak didn't actually come to almost June, which is sort of interesting. Okay, what you can see here is your numbers peaked in June on June the 23rd at 115,228, but that number had fallen to 5,738 by October the 17th, and that's with a daily average of 12,908. Now, what about deaths? This is a little close. Some countries started all the way back over here again. So for whatever reason, your spike here was delayed by a few months, but you still had this long declining pattern up here up until April the 8th, when you had 4,249 deaths for a single day. That number by October the 17th, that number had fallen down to 130 deaths for a single day, and an average of 387 deaths per day. Okay, now you can see here. You can see the declining pattern in cases. The long sort of climbing upward slowly, then a fairly steep decline in COVID-19 cases since about mid-June. Okay. Now, what about deaths? Deaths began declining all the way back over here. What, March, April, May, maybe, falling and increased up to here. Now they're falling back down. So that's good news that your deaths are falling down also. Now, what about monthly cases? Well, look, this is fantastic. You can wind up with October being the 4th month in a row when your cases have declined. What about your deaths? Well, you guys have a very good chance of having a 6th month in a row decline in COVID-19 deaths. That's why I say you got to be careful with yearly numbers. Okay. Anyway, Brazil, that does finish your report for today. Again, hey, if you're interested in our programming, join me tonight, 8 p.m. on Twitch. The link is in the description below as we continue to work our way through the R for Data Science book by Hadley Wickham. And of course, also click on the link for Twitter. Follow me on Twitter today. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Brazil. We'll see you tomorrow to do an updated report.